Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you still calling yourself Ostradamus? I didn't even notice that.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah.
Do you come here often?
Too often, unfortunately.
Too often for your liking, anyway. Once a week at the moment. Welcome to the rundown, brought to you by Sport Tank. I am Ostradamus. That's going to stick until like the end of time, by the way. Like I'm never letting that go. 2 picks because I looked right. I did not get a. I had the first perfect week.
Oh, right.
Out of me and you last week. I had a full perfect week. Got nothing wrong. Managed to predict 2 forfeits, because I looked the other times that one of us had gotten close to a perfect week, we'd like predicted a winner or a loser, and a tie had come through.
Right.
So it was like, yeah. So that was a full perfect week. So I was very, very happy with that, and that's why I'm just never letting go of the name now, because I'm just 1 week is good enough forever.
Oh.
Hello, Mike. How you doing, mate?
Willie's here.
Willie is here.
Me and him killed it yesterday.
Did you? Was that the? Did you do the Berkshire Hereford game or the other one?
No, other one. We were in Bournemouth, Oxford.
That was a slaughter. That was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because Sam's good.
Sam Chance. I'd never seen him play. No, yeah.
Hadn't you? I thought that was like the full irony that you generated all this wank bank content, but you'd never actually seen him play.
No, I've seen him play a few times.
Oh, okay. Hello, Lucia.
Lucia saying hello. It was good. Yesterday was good. But more. Well, let's start off with a topic that I want to talk about. I'm quite interested in hearing your take on this. But the GB game on Saturday.
Did you watch it? Did I watch it? Did I fuck?
Here we go. Steve's Nostradamus talk. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that was funny yesterday. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I can take credit for it. I haven't watched it back, but and between me and Mike on the commentary, we started talking about a particular player who was on the field, who the previous time we'd live streamed took a pick six like 90 yards and scored, and he was trying to like pass the ball off.
I remember you telling me about this one. Yeah,
one of the best plays, one of my most enjoyable plays of the season, like commentating. It was like brilliant. Crowd's going nuts. This guy's trying to hand it off, so it was funny. He dives in the end zone because he's knackered, and it was just great. And we just talked about it, and literally the next play, the guy that gets a pick six, a 50-yarder.
So he's just a baller, just a certified baller.
Yeah, and it was just really strange. That's why Mike's saying that I'm Nostradamus. I don't know if it was me that broached the subject, but Mike and I were definitely talking about it, just sort of saying like that was such a good play. It was brilliant, and then bang, he does it. Not as long as a run, but still a really like the way he plucked the ball out of the air. Like I had a clear line of sight from QB to receiver through the camera, and so receiver was running nicely onto it, just watching it, and nowhere these fucking arms come up and snatch the ball out of the air while he's running, and you're like, how did he do that? And then not only, he then manages to like, if from memory, because I haven't watched it back, I think he avoids a couple of tackles. I think at one point I thought he looked like he was either going out of bounds or getting tackled. Stays on his feet and runs it in. It was really good. So I need to go and watch that back actually. But I want to talk about GB. I don't know why Nathan thinks we're going to pick faults. I don't want to pick faults.
No, Nathan, you misconstrue this. Any controversy that we have, or any opinions that we have, are aimed at Baffa, not at the GB team.
I loved the game. I thought it was so exciting.
I didn't watch it in the slightest. Had no plans to watch it whatsoever, because I treat football here, like Britball, like the watching of Britball, the same way that you treat the watching of the NFL. Like you just don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to watch it.
No, I do watch it I like watching it because of the high level of skill and everything. But
yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't like watching.
I
don't like watching an inferior
I'm not
product.
a fan of the NFL, but I will watch it. Like,
see, that's the thing. I'm a massive fan of the NFL.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll go to a Britball game.
Yeah.
But I'll probably spend just as much time walking up and down the sideline talking shit to people I know as I will actually pay attention. Paying attention to the game.
Yeah, I'm fucking glued in, man. When I'm watching it, I just want to watch the game. I love it.
And then, like with the international level, like I refuse to watch it because I'll watch the Aussies play when the IFF World Cup is on because I got mates playing for the Aussie team. But generally, I find it's just an inferior product that's been rolled out, and it just makes me sad.
Kwame's back. So, yeah, it was. I watched the whole thing, and it went to overtime. The overtime.
I heard it was amazing. Like the ending in the game was.
The whole game was good. Every single positional unit for GB played well.
Yeah,
I would say with one exception. I would say that not that they played terribly. But I would say they underperformed, and that's the wide receivers. There was a couple of like literal sitters, like balls in the basket, open field, and dropped. Just not caught, and the weather was atrocious. The balls would have been slippery. I know they were doing their best to dry them out, but I feel like on the whole, the wide receiver unit was the only unit that underperformed. However, they also
should throw it to the tight ends. Throw it to Sean.
Yeah, Sean's awesome. Harry, the other tight end, he played awesome as well. But yeah, it was just like say for a couple of drop passes that were like sitters, the wide receivers did so well with their route running and their blocking, like. They played really well. Everyone played really well. I feel that the wide receivers will come away from that thinking, we could have done better. Like, that's what I think. I don't really have much. It's not really a criticism of them. It's just an observation. I feel that they could have played better than they did.
What did you think of the live stream itself?
Awesome. Yeah. I loved it. It was so good. The commentators are the guys. I imagine it was Onside that did it. Were paid to do it, but they did it on Baffer's channel, which is perfect. So normally Onside are the ones that gain all of the follows and all of the content, all of the likes and everything, engagement. But Baffer actually got it. And Baffer, prior to posting it, I saw that they had 55 subscribers for their channel. When I looked at it earlier today, it was like 700.
Awesome.
So and one thing they did to help boost those numbers was they only allowed comments from people who were subscribed. But you can't say that there's 15,000 views they've got. All of that is great for British football, right? Like, that's amazing. We've actually got it onto a British American football channel, and people are watching in the thousands a national game. Fantastic stuff. There was 1,000 people at the game as well.
I was going to say, Kwame just mentioned reportedly 922.
There were different numbers because Baffer posted on it, I think, on Instagram, on Facebook, like an 800 odd number, and then 900 was said by the commentators. But still, I've rounded it up there to 1,000. But yeah, it was. I thought it was fantastic. The running back. So you've seen comments here from Mike saying the Rushmore running back got the MVP. So
Aaron,
Aaron Sequala got MVP. So I mean, he had such a good game, and he scored the winning touchdown. So he scored it in overtime, and the way overtime works, and so it was a bit of drama at the end. Oh, cool! Cheers, Stu. There's a bit of drama at the end. So
I wanted to show that just for the 100 comp tickets. That remember the specific circumstances around the comping. Was it the same thing for this game as it was for the last one?
I don't know. I thought a comp ticket was like the players that didn't get into the
that's what I was going to say. The comp tickets last time were like it was the only comp tickets there were the ones that didn't make the game,
which is fair enough. But yeah,
it's coming.
Not quite yet, Ollie. What you can sit
get
tight,
your
mate.
Go get your lube.
I was chatting.
You can join
to Ollie yesterday.
He can join.
Yeah. So the game was good, was back and forth, right? But then I think it was overall dominant from GB, and I felt like, oh no, as the game was going on, like we're going to suffer a broken play, and they're going to score late in the game, and we're going to suffer the fact that we didn't capitalize on our better position when we had it, right? Fortunately, that didn't happen. Anyway, so it goes to overtime. 0-0 goes to overtime, and the way that they do overtime, I thought was probably the best example of overtime I've seen. It's more akin to the way that soccer or the World Cup does overtime. I suppose in terms of penalty shootouts, it was more of a shootout than it was an overtime period of play. So the way that it works is both teams get to start on the opposition team's 25-yard line, so just shy of the red zone.
Right.
And they've got to score. And they're not allowed to kick. You can't kick a field goal. You've just got to score a touchdown. So you can get a first down or 2 first downs within that, however it works out. But you've got to score. And France went first. France scored. And their extra point was blocked, if I remember rightly. So apparently, it's the NCAA format for overtime. Mike was telling me yesterday. And then it was GB's turn. Aaron scored on the first play, but he only had to go 10 yards because celebrating the touchdown for the French team, the guy got flagged. He was a dickhead of a guy just by looking at his body language and the way he handled the fact that he just scored a touchdown. He was like goading and taunting and over the top, and you're going to get flagged, right? Well, they didn't. They assessed that penalty not on the extra point. There wasn't a kickoff. The ball just started on the 25, so it then got put to the 10.
Right.
So, and then it took one play and that one play was beautiful, by the way. Aaron just running in untouched, mate. It was everyone blocking for him, obviously him doing his thing, but everyone going nuts, obviously, and then the extra point getting kicked in, and that's what won us the game. The commentators got a bit confused, which was quite funny because they were like, "Oh, France are going to get the ball again, so we got to wait and see." And then everyone was celebrating, run onto the field, and like, "Oh, actually, I think it's over." But so it was a little bit anticlimactical, which was annoying because I felt like that celebration got taken away from me, that relief moment, going nuts around my bedroom because I had to go out to my bedroom because my kids wouldn't stop talking to me while I was trying to watch it. Thinking back, that wide receiver essentially cost them the game. Like that wide receiver celebration messed it all up for them because it gave GB first and 10, and then they were able to win it. Like I would be livid and I would be gutted if I was in, but yeah, it was awesome. I'd watch it again. I'm surprised I haven't already watched it again. That's how happy I was with it. It was so good. So good. And we beat France, and that's amazing. And we now face Denmark, and I think it's October, November time, they said. Just a great thing for British American football. The live stream was great. They handled it correctly. Like I said, it was on the BAFA site. That will draw more people into the sport. More thing, when in terms of the algorithm, when they post more stuff, which they started to do a couple of shorts, gets more people, get more eyes on the sport. It's perfect. So, bravo to the GB team and to BAFA for the way that was handled and run. I thought it was quality. Now, what shit have you got for it? What's come up in the comments?
No. So there was people talking about the hit. Again, I can't comment on it because I didn't see the game. So, but there was a wide receiver who got one of our guys that got hit. Got lit up, and then apparently the guy that lit him up was a bit I saw messages in the chat, like a couple of group chats I'm in have players associated with the setup and stuff. Apparently the dude who lit him up was just a complete tool bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the way that he was reacting, like he got ejected. Is that right? And then the way that he was reacting post ejection.
Yeah. But then it was right near the GB sideline, so we obviously had people shouting him and stuff. but I think he'll feel hard done by because but watching it in real time, as you did, watching it live and seeing that hit, you would say that's an ejection. That's ridiculous. That's disgusting. But interestingly, when they then showed it on like a slower motion replay, I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know if I'm going to get chastised or shouted out or called out here, but I feel like if I had been sent off for that type of contact, having watched the replay, I would be a bit hard done by. However, my initial thought when I first saw it was like, that guy's got to go.
What was the contentious part of the hit? Was it late? Was it helmet to helmet?
Guy was right in the peak of a jump, and he fucking slammed back on his shoulders. But the three.
Whoa. So peak of a jump. What? Did he take his legs out?
No, he jumped as well, and so
were they both competing for the ball?
No, so there were two competing for the ball. GB wide receiver, DB from France, and this was the third guy coming in, and he basically took them both out.
Right.
But it was sort of like he was sort of like from the side, probably to the back, really back part of the shoulder here. Right. So, but by definition, that's you're not allowed to do that. And
what's the
but the guy just went down hard.
Well, I was going to say, what's the ruling on defenseless receiver as well in terms of Brit ball? Like, does
if the ball's in the air, you can't touch him?
No, but I was wondering, did the guy have his hands on it? Because even then, so the NFL's changed their defenseless receiver rules where you used to be able, like if the guy's leaping for the ball and he has his hands on the ball, he's in midair. You used to be able to hit him. You no longer can.
I don't know.
You can't hit a player in midair, essentially.
I mean, as a defender, and I haven't played properly in years, but I always would wait for that, that someone to touch the ball. If it was someone on the D line, or like one of our D line man touch it, then I'll be like, yeah, cool, and I'll go and smash into the guy.
What about like when a guy's in the air though? Like I always used to wait for people to land. Was my thing. I've got pictures of me hitting people that are in the air.
Yeah,
see, I just pick them back up.
And I feel like there's this. So hopefully one of the refs who's watching can tell us, but I feel like it's they're a defenseless player and can't protect themselves. So it's probably probably not something that will fly. But I don't. Yeah, when he there's Martin telling us when he touches the ball, you can hit him, but not in the head or neck area. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cheers,
cool.
But yeah, so he wasn't hit. He was hitting the shoulder, from what I can tell.
But in a live game day scenario, that's going to be very hard to.
Yeah, and as I think it was Mike pulled up. Refs don't get slow motion; they don't get replay. And like I said, watching it like naked eye, watching it live, I was like, "Fucking that was filth." Like he can't do that. So yeah, like I get the call, but I also feel like if I was the player and I watched it back on slow mo, I'd be like, I feel a bit hard done by that, But fair enough,
I think there's a lot of plays though when you look at them in slow mo, they don't look as bad. Like slow mo has the and then you got to remember is we don't play in slow mo. Like we play in real time. Like and then so when a hit looks bad in real time, half the time it's because it is.
Yeah. Oh look, so Stu said this was targeting based on
forcible contact
with the wide receiver's head. So I didn't realize it was head or neck. For me, it looked like shoulder, but that's fine. The guy was knocked out for a few seconds, made a full recovery. That's good to know. What was that last bit? But the replay showed this too after the game. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, there was like a launch and his shoulder hit him in the neck area, then the head when watching the replay. So
right, okay, cool.
Yeah, gotta go. But I heard that the guy was just a toss pot upon receiving his ejection as well.
Yeah, you could. It's hard to tell. You could just sort of see what he was like. The commentators aren't obviously going to draw attention to it.
No,
and they're changing angle and trying to pan away from an injured player and any sort of commotion, right? So you could sort of see, someone had said something, and then he just sort of in this bickering match and sort of standing his ground while his teammates are trying to get him to go off the field and all that. So
I always get really sad in broadcasts where like if there's like a streaker on the pitch or a pitch invader and they're like, oh, let's go over here. It's like, no, it's like
that's what we're here for.
People are still going to do it like because their whole point is we don't want to draw attention to it because we don't want to encourage it more.
Yeah.
Like, what about not for this example, but at a live sporting, this was a live sporting, but a big sporting event where, 50, 60,000 people, like the 50, 60,000 people are going to see it. So it doesn't matter if you're panning it away. Like,
well, I think that's down to broadcast standards and the fact that children could be watching it at home and it's not showing the intended content.
Oh no! So even with like clothed pitch invaders, they will pan away.
Oh right, yeah. You're
so,
right.
So it's not necessarily about the streaking aspect of it. It's just the pitch invader. They'll be like, no, we don't want to draw attention to it because, yeah.
You can launch into his ribs. Yeah, that's fine, but head and neck is dangerous. I'm just
ignoring Kwame because everything.
If an international game is a suspension chance. I imagine it would be. I don't know because you could think like it's probably his next played game because he may not play international again, but would play domestic. So
it depends because the ejection and suspension is probably handed down by IFAF, right?
Yeah. So it probably would be if it was an international game, then yes. If it's a domestic game, then yes. Whatever the next game is, I'd imagine.
But then it depends on whether his governing body is going to enforce that suspension at a domestic level or not.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that logic to me would denote that they would. So who knows?
I don't know because
ask your buddy's name.
Yeah, you're going to know better than we would because like. I don't know. I feel like it's weird because I can think of different examples in different sports where bands do cross and bands don't.
Yeah.
So I can think of a couple of rugby league examples where they've had domestic bands that haven't come across to international play or state of origin, representative, but then I can think of other ones where they used to. So I remember what was it in? It was in, I think it was a soccer ban. The guy got he got banned for weeks. They didn't ban him for games,
right?
But they only had one game left in the season.
Yeah.
So it just worked out as like he got a one game. He was supposed to have like a 6-week ban. He only had one game left, and it was all right, cool.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, they should do it by game number, and yeah, I'd like to think that it was a crossover. What's Mikey said? He's usually got
for ejected in the last game of the season that carries over to the next game played. Not sure for IFAF.
Yeah, I knew about that.
That's what I'm curious about is where does the jurisdiction fall between like if IFAF's handing down a suspension, is it enforceable by BAFA or the French domestic or not? Or is it literally just you are now suspended for your next international game?
Yeah, if you ever play one.
And that was going to be my next thing. Like, does that suspension count if you don't get selected? Or can they just say, we were going to select him, but he's suspended, and then you can still just play your next one? Or like, how does that work?
Yeah. It's a good point.
There's just too many intricacies that sort of tie into it. So
So well, if we find out, someone might. We usually get messages after the shows. So if someone tells us, then
should we jump into the other? Should we jump into the other results of?
Well, I wanted to hear your take on the GB thing first.
What take on it?
Well, the result.
Great.
Anything that I've said as someone that was heavily engrossed in it.
Like you're talking to someone who didn't watch the game, who had no intention of watching the game. I'm not British, so I don't feel the same pride.
That's why I'm trying to get something negative out of you.
No, well, it's
I want everyone to hate you.
No, it's
next competitive game, and most federations follow this as they run their IFAF rules.
Okay, cool. No, I'm not British, so I don't feel the same passion for the GB team. Like I've got friends associated with it and stuff, and I hope they do well, and I always hope the boys do well. Is the main thing. Like
Aaron from the Knights got MVP, and it was mate.
And I always want to hear that Sean's caught like 4 touchdowns, and I think Micah is involved. I think Micah was involved with. He was doing photography for it. I think.
Yeah, he was on the sideline. I saw him.
Yeah. So I always want stuff to, but I haven't got any passion for it. Like I'm not going to, take time out of my regular scheduled program week to sit down and watch the live stream or something, because I don't care. I was more engrossed with the Netball World Cup final, which was England versus Australia.
Yeah.
And I was
won, didn't they?
They did, and I was very engrossed because England beat Australia in the pool play like a couple of days beforehand, and then beat New Zealand in the semi-final.
No one cares. So this is interesting. They played on iPad cards.
And Stuart painted the IFAF. So I wonder if Stuart's got like a different IFAF yard ruler where like he has to pull it out of his kit bag.
His card travels in IFAF kilometers.
Oh mate, that must be hell.
Yeah. So it's going to be terrible when he goes to sell it.
But yeah, there was no Prem ball because we had international ball. And congratulations to the GB guys. But the world does not revolve around GB.
So one thing I do want to say just before we move on.
And Prem.
In the pre-game build-up, they did like they did a couple of interviews pre-recorded. Jason Scott was on one of them, and he said, and I this really resonated with me. He said, it's been a while since we last played, competitively, and this is the first time that in the build-up to a GB game that the team has had, I think he said 14 sessions together. And that instantly instilled me with confidence. I was like, oh yeah, of course. Because in the past, it had always been a criticism of like, oh, we only see each other for a couple of sessions, 3 sessions, and then we play a game. Team don't gel. And now we've got this squad of like 100 players roughly that play this blue-white. They meet loads of different times.
Well, it'd be more like 150, because if you've got the squad of 50 and the 100 comp tickets that are going out to the players that don't make it.
Whatever, but we've never had that, right? And it was a program that was, this is the brainchild of Jason.
Well, do you remember when we had him on for the interview? This was what he was.
France, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of French comments, a lot of French people in the comments, obviously, because they couldn't travel to be there, but they were watching the live stream. But they were going nuts. Oh, you wouldn't beat it if we had this player and that player from ELF and all that. And I was thinking, I didn't comment it, but I was thinking, we'll get over FA and we'll get Emmanuel Falola over from the Canadian League, and we'll get Tiggy over from the Canadian. You know what I mean? Like we can all say that there are other players playing at another level and it would change the outcome of the game. But on the day, you guys lost, and we won, and it's an amazing feeling. But yeah, I do think that deserves a little bit of a shout out. Is that whole, like, this is a new ethos for GB. This is the first real test for it, and we've beat one of the big teams in Europe. Sure, the success wasn't. Yeah, I think Pete will take all the plaudits for this. Fair enough. If he's done one good thing in his reign was that we beat France, I'm fucking happy with.
That's worth 50 grand to Steve.
that's worth 3 years of 50 grand to me. I'm well happy. But yeah, so I've been buzzing all weekend. I had a great time yesterday at Bournemouth. Both players on both teams coming up to us like saying, "Oh, thanks for everything," and it's a really nice atmosphere down there in Bournemouth anyway. But I had a great weekend.
Got beaches, bro. They got nice coastlines.
They do, yeah. I'm from the coast. That's the coast that I'm from.
Yeah, but Portsmouth is fucking shit house.
Nah, don't talk to me.
Like the Portsmouth coastline is terrible.
No,
it's just stones.
No, there are sandy beaches, but you foreigners don't get told about them.
Well, that's because we've got better beaches where we come from anyway.
Okay, so what's the point in telling you then?
Yeah. Why would we want to lower our standards?
Oh yeah, carrot. Yeah, that's another thing. So Bournemouth messaged me prior to the game, leading up to the game, and they said, "What beer do you drink?" And I was like, "I don't drink beer." And they were like, "Oh, well, what sweets or what chocolates do you like?" And I was like, "I don't like. I try and avoid like those sort of foods." And but my boys like Haribo and Fruit Shoots, and then they said something like, "Oh, carrots and water for you then." And I was like, "Yeah." And then on the day they gave me some water and a carrot.
And you fucking got the carrot.
Yeah, I bought the carrot, yeah. I almost chucked it away last night, but I thought, mate, that's a good prop for the live stream.
You are Santa Claus.
Yeah. It's for my reindeer.
I was going to be in costume for this one again today because I was going to get some Stevie Wonder glasses and put them on and talk about how did I must be like Stevie Wonder for the fact I didn't see the Aberdeen folding coming. Because if you look at it, the writing was on the wall when they got the shit kicked out of them.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, nah. Should we get into it? Should we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Writing was 100% on the wall. They got the shit kicked out of them by Inverclyde the week before, and then they were going to face Glasgow.
Are you going straight into that one rather than
it's I mean, that was one of the we're going to talk about NFC 1 Scottish, and they play an NFC 1 Scottish.
Yeah, so two of the 3 games in the NFC 1 Scottish this week.
Such a fucking joke.
Walkovers. So the one weeks ago was the.
I'm glad to know that the shithousery of terribly run organizations is not limited to England. I'm glad. I've been sitting here.
Why is that apparent with Aberdeen?
Because
they forfeited. Is that
what in Dunfermline?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's because I went in on both Darlington and Durham, DC, for their folding in the lead up to their weekend's game. This is the last game that the Tigers have before playoffs, right? So the Stags got to play Clyde Valley in their lead up to the playoffs. Glasgow now have to go into the playoffs with fucking one less game because Aberdeen decided that they finally realized that they were a fucking shitly run organization and couldn't keep the numbers together. They're not even, it's not like they have to compete with anybody. Highland is 3 fucking hours away. Who are you losing? Yeah. Who are you losing players to? Orkney?
Surely at this point, it's maybe it's other sports, right?
Denmark? The fucking Celtic football? Where are your players going?
I was going to turn my light on. So
just drove me insane. That's the thing. The week before, Glasgow had a really tough run game against, a close game against Clyde Valley, and then they're like, right, we need to bounce back. We need to have a really strong sort of run into the playoffs. And then Aberdeen's like, not this time, guys. Not this time. Yeah, see, Tigers only played 7 this year.
Well, yeah, obviously you could
Dunfermline.
Yeah.
So the Stags have got to play 1 extra game. It's just fucking shit house.
But they're not going to go and play each other in the playoffs.
No, because
not initially.
Not initially, but that'd be the closest fucking travel that they'd get.
Yeah. But they'd like to, yeah.
It's just fucking disappointing. Last game of the season.
Jordan just said this quickly. What happens if Blitzby get promoted? So they barely scraped it into the playoffs. They were one of those 3rd place teams that got in. But yeah, if they did perform and they did win,
well, they'd get relegated. No, they'd get relegated because for the Blitzby to get promoted in the Prem South, the Blitz A would have to be playing for them. Because there's no fucking way that this season the Blitz B is good enough to beat Hertfordshire or Norwich. So if they get promoted, into the Prem, they get fucking kicked right out because it's not their team playing.
No, they're 2 separate teams. He's saying if
what I'm saying is the other team is not good enough to get promoted. So but the hypothetical is if. So I'm saying if. And I'm saying that the only situation they beat Norwich before the Americans turned up. And I'm saying the only situation.
You know the drill here, mate.
Yeah,
it's playoff time.
Yeah,
Yanks are going to be there in Norwich. It's going to be awesome.
This Blitz team. Don't get me wrong. The bastard bees are great. That's what they call themselves. The bastard bees are great. But they're so fucking inconsistent. They're not winning Div 1. So the only way they win it is if the Blitz A. Yeah, so there we go. The Blitz cannot be promoted
Oh right.
They literally cannot.
By rule. There you go. There's your answer, Jordan.
They can win the Div 1 bowl if they made it and the runner-up of the semi-final. Imagine that. You win the bowl and then you're like, right, back to Div 1.
So it's like Liverpool Raptors in Div 2 Uniball. They champions 2 years in a row, never got promoted, and in the third year they got it.
Wait.
Because it's automatic promotion for the top team in Div 2 conferences.
Right.
So they came second 2 years, but then went in the playoffs, won every game and won the championship.
Oh, so it's like regular season seeding automatic promotion.
Yep.
Right.
So the playoffs really mean nothing.
I was going to say, what the fuck's the point in playoffs?
I don't know why they play them.
That's so weird.
But yeah.
That's so weird.
But yeah, it would be like that. So yeah, 3 years in a row.
Stags got 9 games. They got to kick the shit out of the Kings once.
Yeah. I don't see how that makes a difference.
9 games versus 7. Less injuries. I don't know. Less game time. Okay, so speaking of the Stags kicking the shit out of somebody, Stags played Clyde Valley.
Yeah, but did you see the video that was posted of one of their coaches? I don't know if their head coach but some coach Orr, I think his name was, saying that
coach
they were
what?
Coach or player or yeah. And he's like talking up his team, and then at the last thing he says is, "We're going to destroy him today." And instantly, as soon as the game finished, we had people memeing it, sending it to us. Once we posted our score post, they put the score post along with it as well. So that, like, I think we've re-shared the story, so you can see it in our stories. But yeah, the dude said, "Oh, we're going to destroy him today," and then they get beat 49-0.
Well, I mean, they must have been riding high. The fact that they pushed Glasgow close last week, and Glasgow has been Highland's only competition this season so far. So they must have been like, "Well, we pushed Glasgow close. We can get close to Highland." Cornish internet is crap. And then Highland's just like, no, you can't. There's a reason that, and I've been saying this all season, that Clyde Valley was the best of a bad bunch. They looked good in the standings because they'd been playing Aberdeen and they'd been playing Dunfermline when they played them, and they'd been playing Inverclyde. But now Inverclyde just came out and fucking turned one around by kicking the shit out of Aberdeen last week. And that whole what happens with that division now though? Because Aberdeen with the forfeit,
I think it's gone. I'm pleased that it's not me that's defining the league structures next year. It's a mess, and we haven't even seen the outcome, right? Because Highland could be promoted, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Imagine Highland gets promoted, and now you've got 3 teams in the Prem, Scottish teams. You've got EKP, Edinburgh, and Highland, and then you've got fucking Dunfermline is folded and are just like, what the fuck? And then you've also got Aberdeen, which is folded. So both of them deserve association.
This is funny coming from Jake.
Yeah, so Jake is my link to the Bastard Bees. I have no other link to the Bastard Bees apart from Jake. Right. So Jake says, can't get promoted, but I can't speak for the rest of the team. I'm jolly happening with ruined people's days and seasons. Yeah, fair enough. Jake right now will be living on the fact of we can't get promoted, but we can stop you from getting promoted.
Yeah.
Until they reach the final, and then they reach the final, and the runner-up makes it. But
yeah, I want the Blitz B to win it all now, just because of that.
So it was in an email received from Baffer today. So Baffer has communicated that though the Blitz B have made the playoffs, they cannot.
Oh, was it that was okay? Cool. I thought it might be. What did Coach Rain say? It's actually written anywhere. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I thought for a second they were talking about the playoff structure, because we posted a playoff structure. There's 2 ways that you can look at it. We've gone with the way that we think it's going to be used and interpreted, which I think is unfair, as in the unfair of the 2 logic sets, but probably the most likely one that will be used. But obviously, until Baffer confirm everything, it's just, us making a best guess.
Do I think the Vikings will make the Prem? I do. I love the Stags. I love the Stags, but I still think that the Vikings are the best team in the North But I think they could be upset by Nottingham or
Nottingham.
Highland.
Yeah, I don't think Vikings are beating Nottingham.
You don't think Vikings are beating Nottingham?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Jake's just saying inject opposition tears into their veins. So he just wants to ruin everybody else's playoff hopes. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
it'd be interesting.
It'd be cool if we could live stream that one as well. I'll talk about live streams later because I've already started to try and plan them. I'm like, don't want everyone.
Yeah, so Adams mentioned that Div 1 and Scotland will merge again. Lancs and Darlington will get relegated. Holton's folded. Scotland's had 2 teams that folded as well, so we don't know what's going to happen. It's just an absolute shitstorm up north. It's just as bad down south, with fucking Torbay and
They've got a better concentration of teams, right? But yeah, there are bits all happening all over the place. But sorry, what were you saying? If Highland get promoted, then you've got 3 Scottish Prem teams.
Yes.
What does that mean for the Prem North?
Well, it's not just what does that mean for the Prem North, but that literally leaves
Tamworth and Manchester have got a lot of fucking travel.
No, but not just Tamworth and Manchester, mate. Leicester, fucking Leicester, because Merseyside will be the one going down.
It's a 16 Prem, isn't it now?
It is a 16 Prem. So Leicester to Highland, what an away day. No, but like the Scottish division would be gone.
Yeah, but then you've already got this whole debate.
All you've got left is Clyde Valley, Glasgow, and Inverclyde. Inverclyde and Glasgow should be Div 1. Clyde Valley should be Div 2.
Should they play every single Prem game at a neutral venue?
No, because then Baffert just cancel it like they did with the Edinburgh Wolves women's.
No. What? Sorry, they would what? Sorry?
That Baffert get involved in the game and get fucking cancelled.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Why not sort it out properly so that everyone travels and everyone travels?
Did you just say sort it out properly in reference to Baffert?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna can we move on to something more plausible, please?
Yeah. 2 or 3 venues, but then I suppose there's income for their teams when they play home games. If they've like Manchester, I imagine they make some good money from their home games. Tamworth, I know they do. I'm not sure about Leicester. So, yeah, I know it's a contentious thing, but I think we're headed for at least one Premiership forfeit next year in the North when people just don't want to travel to Highland.
That's if Highland gets promoted. Let's not.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I was in this hypothetical world.
Let's hold the horses on that. Like I love, mate. Like you will not find another Australian with one of these. Like I am the biggest Highland supporter outside of the Highlands.
Yeah,
but let's still just let's not put the cart before the horse when we talk about
I was in the mode of if
hypotheticals. If Highland makes promotion, it'd be fucking incredible, but it'd be a shit show as well. NFC 1 Central. Speaking of teams aiming for promotion to the Prem, Northumberland Vikings 29, Yorkshire Rams 8.
Yeah, Yorkshire Rams sort of underachieving season for them. It was it a loss they suffered, and then they never really came back from it.
Yeah, they lost to the Vikings, but then they lost to Scunthorpe. Then they lost to Scunthorpe, and that was the big one. The loss to Scunthorpe was what really did them in.
I wish we could see all the transfers and when they happen, just see because I would predict that when things were looking bleak or looking unlikely that they would win or get into the playoffs, that's when players I'm just hypothetically speaking here, may have been transferring away from.
Well, I've got a question though. Where do you go from the Rams?
Northumberland?
It's a fair drive. It's an hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
Yeah.
It's not close.
Yeah. I don't know then.
Because it's not like you're going to Wakefield. You're not dropping down to Div 2.
Hey, Wakefield are a powerhouse, mate.
Fuck off. Talk about Blitz making it in based on being on third team. Fucking Wakefield.
It's bad. But I'm enjoying it. So I just think there was that
Sheffield, maybe Sheffield. That could be wide. That could from Yorkshire is based in Leeds. It's only 45 minutes. Well, no, half an hour to Sheffield.
Yeah.
And that could explain the Sheffield resurgence, because that's what I wanted to touch on next. NFC 1 South, Sheffield Giants 29, Northants Knights 7.
We may have cracked the code, Oz.
Oh, I'm fucking glad they decided to turn their season around after they'd already missed playoffs.
I know, man. Disappointing, but it's good. They're playing good football, good club.
What is going on? What's going on, Sheffield?
Are you just upset because I got this one right and you got it wrong? Is that
no? I'm upset that they decided to pull their finger out.
A little bit of venom in this.
I'm upset because they decided to pull their finger out after they'd already been eliminated. And there we go. We've been told no transfers in the Rams.
Ooh.
So why did you finally decide to start playing football in the last 2 games of the fucking season? What's going on, Kyle? What's going on? So there we go. Another one. Giants, no transfers from transfers in from Leeds.
Where'd you get them from then?
Yeah. No, I don't. No. I don't know. I'm not going to sit and say they had transfers. Why did you finally decide to start playing football with 2 games to go?
Just be there was a lot of personnel change in that side, and it might just be took a little bit longer to put
out a statement earlier explaining today, adding the context. Mate, I'm not going to fucking read that. Just tell me now. Just just copy and paste it.
You're trying to send me to your page.
Yeah, I'm not going to. No. Just tell me now. Just literally say we got better, or someone came back from injury. Just give me a TLDR how you got better in the last. Why you finally decided to pull finger in the last 2 games, and will it transfer over to next season? Can we expect you guys to be, because you're a former Premiership team?
Yeah,
that's the thing. You're literally at one point in time, you looked like you were on the Samwell track to being relegated 2 straight years. You guys were Prem. I expected you guys to be coming into this. I expected you to be at the top again, fighting for
definitely in playoff place.
That's why I've been so sort of anti-Sheffield, because I was so fucking disappointed that what I had the expectations I had for them at preseason, and they just completely shat the bed. And I was like, you guys are supposed to be amazing, right? Everything's new. 30% of the players returned from last year, massive rebuild. So what, has it taken all season for you guys to click then? Is that what it is? Finally shit's decided to...
You're trying to fucking interview people through...
Yeah.
Text.
Yeah, moving on. In the world that surprised nobody, the Bulls just decimated Samwell, 57-6. That just caps off a lost season for Samwell. They are getting relegated, aren't they? I think they're doubling down.
Who? Sorry?
Samwell. Samwell.
Yeah.
They're your local druggie. They're doing the double drop.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's from the. I feel like that's an ESPN 30 and 30 show. From the Prem to Div 2, the Samwell story. 2 years, and it's just gone down the drain. But we never know.
They got this 30% number.
Yeah, I was going to say this is. I'm assuming Chewett. Chewett plays for Norwich, so I'm assuming he's just read the Sheffield fucking press release if he's pulling that 30% number. So, or he's just copied it from Kyle's post. Right, the shock of the week.
Oh, mate. Well, I'm waiting for you to this is your gloat time. I'm just going to shut up and let you get on with it.
Mate, I told you, the Olympians aren't good. They're average.
Okay.
They are bang average. SFC 1 Central, London Olympians managed to score 2 points. Mental points.
Mental.
Against the Blitz Bees, who scored 6. Let's not get that to us. That's not massive amounts to gloat about either. But 2 points.
I think it paints the picture of a really good game, because both teams desperately wanted to win that game, right? So, whenever you hear low-scoring games, you're like, it was just a lack of effort and it was lackluster. When it means something to both teams and you get a low score, that's a good, that was a decent game, right? So, but yeah, you got to hand it to you and the Blitz B.
But the thing is, what did I say about 6 weeks ago? I'll move this box one day
I just like it there. For the
yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, in regards to the Olympians, I told you Norwich was going to win the division. Yes. It was about 6 to 8 weeks ago. I was like, Norwich are going to win the division. The Olympians are overrated. Like, everybody's just sucking on Olympians' balls when they're not a great team. They're average. They are bang average. And thank you, the Blitzby. Norwich, fucking love them.
I love Norwich. They're quality. Mate. So, I know. Yeah, I'll wait until we've gone through, and I want to tell. I was just going to give everyone an overview of what we're going to look to live stream, just so people know.
Very curious though. The next result: Essex Spartans 0, Stallions 16.
Yes. Why? Why are you curious?
Because I would have expected more from Wembley.
Yeah. I think that's fair enough.
So I'm wondering if this is the Spartans, managing to finish out the season strong, so to speak.
Or the Wembley players not fancying the travel. It's not much of a travel, but travel in a game that doesn't impact anyone at the end of the season.
It's a dead rubber. It's just getting game time.
Yeah.
It's just having a fun.
I'll go on holiday instead.
True. Yeah, try to get the last of the summer.
Yeah. So, but still got the win. Looks like 2 8-pointers, but we'll probably get corrected on that. A flaccid scoreline.
Yeah, 100%. SFC 1 West. Hertfordshire Cheetahs 26. Rushmore 18.
The Knights gave him a bit of a scare, but obviously the quality of the Cheetahs came through in the end. Could have done Blitz loss on Wembley.
So Wembley could have made the playoffs if the Blitz lost.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So Wembley were in with O's win and conceding less than 11. So I think they felt
the O's officially, or the Stallions officially hate the O's for losing.
I think the Stallions felt like they were already not going to concede 11 against Essex, and they probably thought the O's were going to do the business. But the O's aren't great. I've been trying to tell you all year, man. The O's, the O's aren't bad. Like, I need to get that clear. The O's aren't bad. They're just
they're bang average. I think
they are bang average. They are bang average.
Is it true that Prem teams who don't make playoffs are playing? Not that I'm aware of. It'd be cool if they were, but not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, but Hertfordshire 26, Rushmore 18. This drops Rushmore to 3rd, right?
Yeah. So at one point, Rushmore were winning 18-6, and Hertfordshire, I think midway through the 3rd quarter, made a comeback and won the game. So quite like I said, Rushmore gave him a bit of a scare, but Hertfordshire completed the season 10-0 and have got home game advantage in the quarterfinal.
And Bournemouth moved it to the 2nd seed from that division, and Rushmore dropped to 3rd. So Steve just says no, it's not in terms of the there's no bowl game for he would know, seeing as Solent are definitely not in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, bowl games were just like my understanding of a bowl game is like it's just an invitational game, right? Not mandatory. You sometimes you qualify for bowl games based on performance. We've never done that.
Steve is still adamant that it's written that the loser of each previous final is who makes it up the next year.
Yeah, I know. I love it. He's very good at looking at these stats. I remember talking to him about one once where he was talking about who gets relegated from the Prem, because it wasn't a case of the team that gets promoted one year gets relegated the next year. And he showed me like 5 years of data where it hadn't happened. I was like, And I think that was around the time that the Thrashers got promoted.
So Dan's mentioned the Olympians were missing a starting QB, to be fair to them, and Kwame just replied and said they've been missing one for a good few years now. So I'll show that.
Anyway, right, let's move on. Bristol Apache 20,
Apache.
South Wales Warriors 6.
Yeah. Apache secure another year of D1 football. Yeah. They finished 4th. So locked it in. Unfortunately,
5th for South Wales.
5th for South Wales, so they stay in D1, and Oxford, unfortunately, off to Div 2 for them. Yeah.
Shame to see that happen, but they're a good side. If they can keep their key players, like from the performance I saw yesterday, mate, they will roll over Div 2 teams with that performance. And I know it's 48-0 and they lost, but they had if anyone that watched the live stream, not many people did watch the live stream, by the way, but Oxford's running back is just
shut up,
tremendous. He he runs like he's trying to kill someone.
Shut up! Shut up! Don't you fucking start this, Chewett. No.
I want that to happen. Yeah, I don't want to do this.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Kwame can do the rundown next year on his own because I'm not fucking doing it with him. I'm not doing it with anybody else but you. Like I don't like anybody else. I don't want to deal with
you and Micah can do it.
No, because he fucking fence sits all the time, and he's like, ooh.
No, he only fences it for
No. So Micah and Kwame can do it. Like it'll be a Blitz and Solent sort of show.
Yeah,
Micah and Kwame can do it. And, you know, Kwame was saying that he's got bread bins in the Olympians camp or something like that.
Victor Afoe, he was quality yesterday. Absolute quality. So, yeah. Yeah,
Ollie was mentioning solid side, good bunch of guys too. If they sit together, they're sure they do all right. Yeah. Well, you were just saying that you reckon that they would just sort of run over anybody in D2.
Yeah, I think they will. If they can maintain what they've got, and then obviously you always want to add a bit more, you know, each year, which is going to be tough when you've been relegated. But people like the idea of, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, people like winning seasons, you know, and that will attract people back. If people have left or people back into the sport that live in that area, like, oh yeah, I'll fancy it for a season. We'll go, you know, we'll go.
Oh, we'll go have a run out, head out in D2. Let's go murder some.
And then I'll leave when we get promoted, sort of thing.
Mate, that's what Lloyd did with Portsmouth. He's like, yeah, I'll go. He's like, I'll go kill some guys in Div 2 for Portsmouth.
Yeah,
literally
he certainly did that.
Should have been starting for a Prem team, but decided to play Div 2.
Shame to see Oxford, you know, such a long-serving or well-established team take a relegation, but I don't think they're in bad shape. You know, it's not a bad shaped club, and I think they're going to do well.
Well, they've got lovely facilities, from what I've heard.
Oh, mate, some of the best in Britball.
Yeah,
you can't argue with it. Their pitch, their stadium, or the little stand they've got. Their changing rooms are awesome, and yeah, just
speaking of the Div 2, Div 1 gap. This has got to be the favourites for Div 2 promotion. NFC 2 North, NFC 2 East. Sorry, Humber Warhawks 40, Wakefield District. The playoff bound Wakefield District Raiders 0. Humber's got to be the top favourites for earning promotion.
They're the number one seed. They still, you know, there's some other good teams there. I don't. So if I'm looking at it, you've got Lee Miners, Staffordshire Surge playing each other. Oh, we'll do that. We'll go into
the only team that's stopping Humber is Shropshire, and I don't think they are. It'll be
and that's what I mean. Like, so that's so if they both win their quarterfinals, that's who they face each other in the semis.
Shouldn't they be 1 and 2?
Yeah.
So
if they win their games in the quarters, they play each other in the semis. That's right.
Why would they play in the semis? Shouldn't they play in the final?
No, because the final will be the winner of that game versus the winner of the South.
Sorry, North-South. I forgot.
Only combine at the end. They don't merge North-South until the final.
Yeah, no, of course. So that would be for the winner. Like, they will play each other. You shut your mouth, Mike.
Yeah.
You wash your fucking mouth out with soap.
You better apologise for that, Mike.
Sam Chance has never been ordinary a day in his fucking life, and I don't want to hear it from you.
If you're going to say that about Sam Chance, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I don't even.
Your days are numbered, Mike.
Get it off the screen. I can't even look at it. Oh, thank you.
I don't want to.
Oh,
I used to have respect for you, Mike.
I need to go and brush my teeth after that.
I used to have respect for you. You come into our comment section, you say shit like that.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. He's just throwing grenades. He's trying to flame us. Ignore him.
I would expect.
You're bigger than that, Oz. You're bigger than that.
I'd expect it from Kwame, but Mike.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Let's move on.
Humber. I don't think anybody stops them until they play in the final, and.
Okay.
I don't even know who would they play in the final. Like the Dreads or maybe the Wyverns. And I don't know if the Dreads or the Wyverns are
East Kent Mavericks, Colchester. Yeah. They should be in for a shout.
I think Humber could be the best team in D2.
Cool.
Just overall in the country, best 2 team in the.
I don't know. We'll see.
Was it? It's just an opinion, Steve. It's not fact. It's just an
opinion.
No,
I'm just trying to.
A lot of the things that I say are facts. This one is purely opinion.
Myself in your shoes and think like a retard. So you have to excuse me.
Or I can't see things from your perspective because I can't get my head that far up my own ass. So
I can help you if you want.
No, you couldn't. You got to get yours out first.
Right, what else? So,
right. NFC 2 West.
The 40-0. Yeah, I wasn't surprised by it. It's just surprising that both teams from that game are going into the playoffs.
It's definitely a surprise that one of those teams is going into the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, the amazingness that is. Right. NFC 2 West, the team that obviously Humber are bound to face, like destined to face in the final for the North at least.
Yeah,
like
North final.
The North final. Shropshire Revolution 56, Lincolnshire Bombers.
Lincolnshire Bombers.
Yeah, they are. It's a new flavor of sausages. The Lincolnshire Bombers sausages.
Sounds delicious.
Lincolnshire 12. Business as usual for.
They've been
Shropshire.
fairly anonymous this year. I don't think they've had any results that we've been like, oh yeah, and got really excited about. I think they've just been, a run-of-the-mill team. Unfortunately, I don't think that's anything existential for them. I don't think they're a team that's going to be back next year. They're going to be
the first time when they played Shropshire in their week 1 game, and they lost 16-12. I was like,
yeah,
But
now they played them again, and an additional 40 points were added.
Fuck's sake! Give me a second.
It's going to be a different cat. Tell him it's a different cat. That's not the same one. Your cat had 3 legs. It'd be great if he can't find it as well. I don't know why he cares.
He was sleeping.
Oh, you've woke up Lancelot.
He was sleeping. We're getting a new one.
Why?
Because I love cats. Why not?
How many cats are you going to end up with?
2. And then after that, I want to get a dog.
Okay.
He's here. I'm going to put him back because he was sleeping.
Yeah, there you go. I reckon he had his hat. That was a puppet, and he had his hand up it, and he was like moving it. I didn't see his other hand.
The cat's alive, you fucks. We're gonna get a second one. Hopefully this week. It's gonna be Zelda.
Nice. What color?
Similar to him. A little black and white tuxedo.
Nice.
It's
a puppet. Yeah.
You're a fucking puppet, Mike. Next time I see you, I'm going to shove my hand so far up your ass, I'm going to work your mouth so that way you don't fucking say anything bad about Sam Chance ever again.
Jones, what?
Oh, shit.
You're getting 3 cats.
Mate, she would have heard me stand up to go bother him and been like, right, what's the cat got to do with things?
That's so good. For
fuck's
are you going to get a ginger cat as the 3rd one?
If we
look after the other ones because they're
mate, if we were like literally, that is Jody's dream to get a ginger cat for the 3rd one. Like,
is it? Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go downstairs with a mop.
They're enforcers. They're the enforcers of the cat world.
Oh, she fucking loves ginger cats.
Yeah, the thing is, mate, if you let it out, mate, it'll be coming back with like a bit of ear missing, a pigeon in its mouth. Like they're beasts. Should have said not safe for work, mate.
Should we continue on with the rest of the games?
SFC2. They're not cheeky, Jody. Let's not.
They're pricks.
That cat is gonna own you, and you're gonna be scared of it, but you'll also like the fact that it's protecting the other cats.
So 2,500 passing yards. Bournemouth essentially averaging 250 passing yards a game.
Nice.
Beautiful. SFC2 Central, Hereford Stampede 15, Berkshire Renegades 6.
Yeah, I went for Berkshire on that.
You did.
No, I don't feel so bad. I think,
That's a close game. That's closer than I expected.
Tebs live streamed that one, and he said that Hertfordshire got really nice facilities and
Hertfordshire, Hereford.
Hereford, sorry. really nice facilities, and like their setup's really good there. So that was quite cool. Nice
I thought it might be a bit of a bigger difference. So big one for the Renegades there, and then the final one, a nice win for you to close it off on. Yeah, you'd fucking know, Kwame. You are one. You're literally just you're a bollard standing standing at deep. Like Solon doesn't have safeties. They literally just have like traffic management. It's just a bollard that rises up out of the ground and goes back down.
I couldn't get a pick. It was awesome.
Right, Colchester with the win over the Cardinals.
Yeah,
mate. I don't think
stop arguing with him. You get really caught up with Kwame for some reason.
I do.
I'm starting to think it's race related, right? Because you don't do it with anyone else.
I don't think Kwame could truck a fucking stick of candy for us, to be honest.
Right. So that's
Colchester 22, Ipswich 7. Yeah.
They nip in the playoffs. They end up playing Portsmouth away.
They do.
We're not doing predictions. We're not doing playoff predictions.
No, that's fine. I wasn't. It was more. I just wanted to comment on Colchester's season. It's been a real mixed bag.
Yeah, but same with Ipswich.
Yeah, true.
Both teams. I think it's like a knife edge, that one.
Like they had the early interaction where they beat Sussex 20-8.
Sorry, God.
They beat Sussex 20-8, and then the game was called off halfway through the third, and then we had we had all the Sussex players telling us about how like they would have scored more if the game wasn't called off, and then literally the next week they played each other, and then they scored 20-8 again, like the exact same fucking score in 4 quarters, which I found amusing. But then they drew 0-0 with East Kent, like. Yes. And then next week they drew 10-0 with the East Essex Sabres.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, man. Such a mixed bag. And then they came back. Yeah. So
it makes it very hard. I think that first round across the board in Div 2 is going to be tough to call.
Especially in the South. I think the North is pretty easy. I think the South.
What? Surge v Miners? That's not an easy one to call. And I suppose Surge always went. Surge will like beat him 6 times, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the Miners run it close, but then they always fall in the final hurdle.
It's playoff football.
Playoff football.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah. I suppose they are the underdog in that. The Lee Miners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just before we move on, or let's move on to the games we're going to try and stream, and we've reached out to some teams, and we've got responses from each team, which is cool. So we're just waiting to confirm. We've confirmed with Hertfordshire that we'll do their quarter-final game. We're waiting to hear back from Norwich about their one.
We'll have to get subtitles for the Americans. They won't understand the British commentary.
Yeah. They just have to watch it on mute. So Norwich, they said, "Oh, cool, yeah, we'll send it to our committee." So we're waiting to hear back from that. London Olympians, they've asked me to email their head coach, which I did earlier today. So that's cool. That's again in flight. London Blitz B have responded and said, "Yeah, let us we'll again send it to our committee. Tell us what information you need." So those are the 4 games that we're looking to get booked in. If the Apache win against the Warriors this weekend, the Apache will have home field advantage, and we'll live stream their semi-final. And then the rest of the games, we will. I can't confirm until we've got. Yeah, you'll never have anything in your inbox, Tom.
Only dick pics, nothing else.
Yeah.
Steve will not send you requests for live streams. He'll send you dick pics.
Yeah, I have no interest. But yeah,
I'll do it, mate. Give me a crew.
You need kit as well. It's not just a crew. So we need to see how it all pans out with those games and those teams. And then we may do a couple of others, but because we're sort of solving for the wildcard round and the quarterfinals, because we know the home teams for all the quarterfinals now. So yeah, started the process. We've obviously got 2 weeks till the game, so we've got a bit of time, and we'll post as we know. Oz can go and commentate the O's game. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll get we'll get a number.
We need a ticker.
We won't get any final games. Those will all be, Baffa run probably on their YouTube page, just to let you guys know. We'll obviously promote it, let everyone know about it, but it won't be us running it, so we can enjoy the games, which is cool. We've got no live stream this weekend, so we'll come on to the fixtures in a second. We've got a full complement of.
So we've got a week to get the kid up to Highland.
Yeah, it's not happening. So we've got 6 games this weekend: Prem North, Prem South. We weren't able to. I spoke on the show last week. We weren't able to get the. We did have the Cats Exiles game, and that the Exiles asked us not to do it, so we're not doing it. And then
we couldn't get.
We tried to get the Warriors game, but they've got some red tape, and the timing didn't work out. But I'm definitely going to go to that game. I'm going to go and watch it. I think Ted's is going as well. So please don't come and talk to me if you see me there. Thank you. No, of course, come and say hello. I love meeting the fans.
The fans. See, that's the thing. We can't do this because we'd have to get a ticker for how many death threats I got from O's players. I'd get shanked walking from the train station.
Yeah, and rightly so. It'd probably be by me.
I'd be all right though. I'd be all right. Like I wouldn't
want to kill you. Just
not even if it was like if it was them, like, because it would just be such an average shanking. I'd survive.
They'd miss. You'd drop the knife and just punch you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We need a ticket for how many times I said bang average on the O stream. We have got some games this week. Not too many though. Just 6.
Yeah, let's do it. Because we can get finished within 2 hours here. This is going to be
mate. We can be done in the next 5 minutes.
Nah, come on.
Is this a who goes down? Or is Merseyside confirmed relegated?
I think Merseyside are confirmed because I think Leicester's won like 2 games against them. So,
well, this is the second game.
Won 2 games against them.
I was like, that's news to me. They're playing a third time. I think Merseyside is confirmed.
Let's just have a little look. No, they're not.
Well, Leicester beat Merseyside last time.
Yeah, but they could both. Hold on, Leicester.
What is first tiebreaker?
Shit.
What are the tiebreakers?
We're missing a fixture between East Kilbride Pirates and Leicester Panthers. I need to add that to our website. Let me just have a look at Baffa's site. I hate it when we miss fixtures. That's my
EKP beat them.
Yeah,
so EKP beat them both times. What's the first tiebreaker?
Win-loss record. And then head-to-head.
Second tiebreaker.
Head-to-head points difference.
Oh, points difference head-to-head?
Yes.
Right, okay. So, then Merseyside would need to win by 7.
Who has more viewers of Sport Tank on Mondays?
Yeah, so Merseyside need to win by 7 to avoid relegation.
Oh, right. So that is a relegation battle. That's cool.
Yeah. If Merseyside win by 7.
I thought it was just a nothing game.
Nah, because Leicester's only won 1.
Yeah.
Against Merseyside. That's
so
it.
They win by, they win
7
by
or more. 7 or more.
Yeah. Cool.
A win of 7 or more puts Leicester down and keeps Merseyside up.
Might see if Tebs will go and film it.
Off you go, mate. See you later.
It's
only in Leicester.
Yeah, only in Leicester. Yeah, I'm not driving that far.
No, but Coventry. I was going to say Coventry to Leicester's like Tebs is Coventry way.
He's not. No, not anymore. No, he's Gloucestershire.
Still not that far.
No. Who's at home? Leicester at home.
Yes, Leicester at home.
But Leicester have an unplayed game. Do they? Is that what it is? Yeah, it's an unplayed game.
Oh,
our website wasn't up to date. But yeah, do you remember EKP tried to travel down and then they couldn't? There was
because there was fucking shit on the M6 or something stopped them from traveling down.
So, but that game will get voided surely, and then it doesn't.
No, but then it's win percentage, isn't it? Leicester will have a better win percentage because they'd be 1-8 as opposed to 1-9.
Yes, they would.
So it doesn't matter.
So Baffa could decide it. Wow.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What's the point?
Yeah. Well, but for any form of shenanigans to happen, Merseyside have to win by 7 or more.
Yeah.
We're gonna run with that scenario. For any sort of shenanigans, Merseyside have to win by 7 or more. With that said,
I'm going Merseyside.
You going Merseyside?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm taking the Sex Panthers.
Cool. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Another game in that division. You've thrown me off completely. Manchester Tamworth. What could be seen as top of the table?
There's a few comments here about that unplayed game being voided. Alo Corpi thinks it should be a tie, awarded a tie. I don't know that I've seen that, but
if it's awarded as a tie, that would still give them a better win percentage.
Yeah. Baffa could pay every eligible player a day's salary from their respective jobs and force the players. Fuck! I don't know why.
Why do you bother?
I don't know. I've got to start looking at the name Kwame.
Yeah, name first.
I'm going to screen this message before I start reading it out.
100%. Manchester Titans, Tamworth Phoenix. What could be seen as top of the table?
It is top of the table, surely, isn't it?
Yeah, but if because Edinburgh's playing EKP, Manchester wins this, that then drops Tamworth to third, possibly.
Correct. If Edinburgh win and Tamworth lose, then Edinburgh are the playoff bound team, seed 2 North.
Yeah. So Tamworth apparently have we were told they had their QB back, but then they lost him again.
What's this? What the QB?
For Tamworth, my most recent recollection was he came back for the Edinburgh game and they beat Edinburgh, but then he got injured again in the Edinburgh game.
Yeah. But that's a couple of weeks. He probably...
but I mean, let's be honest, they would never beat Manchester anyway.
No.
So, I'm off to London to watch Edinburgh play.
Oh, are you?
Well, this was the thing. This was Micah baited me into saying if Edinburgh made playoffs, I would travel down to watch them play in London.
Right. Yeah. You did
so I'm off to London to watch Edinburgh play.
Well, you might be off to Bristol, so shut the fuck up.
No, definitely off. I will be. I'll be off to Bristol. I will definitely be off to Bristol. I forgot Edinburgh will be 2. Yeah, Bristol. We'll come to that. We will get to that.
We are. We're on the way.
Steve's saying Edinburgh need to be EKP.
Yes.
Yes, they do. They do, but I'm seeing it as a formality.
Which is probably dangerous, but yeah. I think going off of likelihood of outcome, I think we're going to see Wolves in the playoffs.
Okay, so then EKP versus Wolves.
I'll go Wolves.
Yeah, I'm picking the Wolves as well. As I just said about them traveling down. I don't know if I want to go to Bristol, though. Actually, to be honest, me getting to Bristol is just as easy. And Jodie will come. Yeah. Jodie will come because she loves Bristol. So I'll be
she can go and see all the graffiti.
Well, she'll go see the Banksies again. She'll love it.
Yeah.
She loves Bristol. Yeah. Joe, if you're still watching, we're traveling to Bristol in a couple of weeks.
Bring the new cat with you.
Oh, gosh. Right. So, rest of the games in the South.
Yeah,
we've got some biggies. Well, actually, there's one biggie, and the rest of them are dead rubbers. They are though.
Yeah, you're right. There's no change of anything, relegation or promotion.
There's no change of relegation or promotion, and to me, there's
playoff, not promotion.
I'm looking. I look at it, and it kind of looks like a foregone conclusion for both other results as well.
Okay.
So London Warriors, Bristol Aztecs. Are we both taking the Aztecs?
Oh, I'm disappointed that you're taking the Aztecs, but yeah.
Why?
Because you. Oh, shut up. You
know,
I've been talking about the Aztecs all year.
You have
and been berated for it,
and
now you're trying to ride this gravy train with me. But you were so adamant about the Warriors. Oh, That's what you were like.
Imagine being so adamant about a team that's like never lost to Bristol until this one time.
Well, sometimes you got to just know. You got to have a feeling.
You got to know.
But anyway, okay, yeah, fine. I wanted you to go for the Warriors, but that's fine.
Well,
Other people will.
I mentioned to you after they beat the Blitz.
Yeah.
Do it. After they beat, I mentioned to you that I had come round on the Aztecs.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have in your heart. I think
this is what you wanted, though.
I think you're doing it for the cameras.
For the camera, yeah, that's definitely what's going on right now. But this is what you wanted, though. Like you want you.
No, I didn't want it. I never asked you to support the.
No, you were trying to convince me that the Aztecs were great. Yeah, exactly. Where was your fucking Bristol? Where was your Bristol?
Hold on. Hold, please.
Oh, he's probably off to get fucking hoodie that he got paid overpriced for or something. Is this your sideline, mate? Oh.
Please.
Oh, how much did that cost you?
Oh. A few hundred.
You can probably resell that for a few hundred because that looks like that's never been worn.
Yeah, it's got a few scuffs on it.
Oh, it definitely. Only because you flipped it and dropped it. That is not.
In training. Yeah. But, yeah. No, yeah.
And Steve is right. I said I will pick the Warriors until someone beats them.
Whatever.
And who beat them?
He did say that, yeah.
And who beat them?
It's not a spleed. It's not a
spleed.
It's a fucking. I can't remember what it's called. A shut something. Something 7 or something. What's it called?
You need to. Steve,
F7. That's what it is.
You need to reiterate what you said before.
Will there be any live streams for the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll confirm them when they're ready. We're trying to organise them now. We will not live stream any finals game because those will all be handled by Baffa.
But we will be live streaming playoffs and semi-finals when the teams confirm with us.
Playoffs and semi-finals?
Well, you mean like playing, like wild card and semi-finals?
Yeah, wild card, quarterfinals, semi-finals. Those are.
Are we doing all three?
Yeah. Of course. That visor is illegal. Yeah.
Tom, of course that visor is illegal. Steve never had any fucking intention of stepping on the pitch. Of course that visor is illegal.
I bought it especially and put it on there for the Sealand Seahawks game, and then I got kicked out of the Seahawks.
Steve never had any intention of stepping on the pitch with a Bristol helmet. So of course the visor is illegal.
I just noticed the clip's broken.
Right. So
that's why I bought it.
Do you know what the weird thing is, right? I have this weird sensation that because I'm going to pick the Aztecs, they're going to lose. But I'm still picking them.
Okay, that's cool. They're not going
to. But I don't. But the thing is, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do if the Aztecs lose this game, because my brain's going to be like.
You look like one of those. What's it called? Like someone that just a glory hunter. That's it.
No. I'm tentatively going out on a limb because the last two performances from Bristol have convinced me that there could be a changing of the guard.
They're the real deal, mate. They're the real deal.
And I feel very tentative about going out on this limb. No, the only thing the snap would be Steve's back when he tried to get into a fucking crouching position.
Oz seems to think I've got the same body as him.
I definitely know you don't, because I know I can still beat you in a foot race. And I think your mic just cut out as well, because you went to say
it.
Yeah.
I just said, "Come on, mate." I was like,
"All right,
just
come the Bristol game. We'll have a run."
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Honestly, I don't. It's like the most silly thing I've ever heard. F7 Pro. I don't know. I don't think it's a Pro. I don't even know what a Pro is. Apart from
it's definitely not you. London Blitz, Solent Thrashers. We've got 4 minutes. I want to get out of here. London Blitz, Solent Thrashers.
Blitz.
Oh, of course. This is what I was saying. The other two games seem like a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. Need a calendar to time that race.
X calling you slow as a wet week, mate.
I just, I'm not even going to engage with it. Oz knows. Oz already knows
that I am faster than him. Yes. Exiles.
I don't get where this is coming from
because I literally played side by side with you, and
and I was much faster than you then, and I was 2 stones heavier.
No, you weren't.
Oh, shut up!
I'm sorry. Was I the one who ran Josh Amos down in the corner, or were you?
I ran Josh Amos out to the side for 0 gain. Did you fucking do that?
Oh, you didn't get close to him.
Huh?
You didn't get close to him.
I'll send you the clip.
Exiles Cats. I've got the clip of you going the wrong way to the ice cream van on the field. I can send you that one.
Is that the play where I over pursued, the running back ran off that way, and then I turned around and caught him? I actually ran him down and made the tackle upfield. So, get fucked.
Upfield. Cambridgeshire Cats, Kent Exiles.
Look at Kwame talking shit. Cats.
We both eat Kwame. Yeah, Cats. It's been a rough season for the Exiles, and they get to regroup in Div 1 next year.
And in next week's Dick Measure. Oh, I beat him in that too.
Oh, he would 100% would beat me in that.
Come on.
I don't even know.
Where do you think my supreme confidence comes from?
I don't think I can reach mine to measure it. So it's just like an any. I'm all balls. It's just no shaft.
And I was definitely faster than you when we played together.
No, you fucking weren't. Have a laugh.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I can't believe you're this delusional.
I can't believe you are. I feel like this is some sort of trolling on your part.
You run with duck feet. you like half waddle when you run.
Fuck off.
You run like someone who's been sitting on a horse for the past 57 years. You've got bowed legs.
Yeah, I've got bowed legs. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm not fast.
Doesn't mean you are either. Right, it's 9:29.
Have we got any?
Are we getting out of here half an hour early?
Yeah, I hope so. Is there any? Shut up! I was filming myself over the 40. Question is, who will need the bigger oxygen tank at the end of the 40? Not me, because I'm healthier and fitter than Oz.
Yes, and I would still beat you.
Kwame has never seen me run. This is interesting. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments from people. Like, I've seen you run, and you've seen there's a lot of comments from people
who just don't know,
who have no idea. Yeah,
I know.
But we are putting it out to the public sphere.
Another good one would be, who hits harder?
I reckon I would say you do from a standing platform, but I always used to dump people. That was my whole thing. My whole thing was like you. Yeah, my whole thing.
I hit people properly. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I dump truck people. That was my thing. My thing was take their legs out and dump them on their.
Yeah, I always go for the Hollywood hit.
Yeah.
You argue like brothers. Big question is,
oh, I'm the annoying younger one for sure. Steve's
I'm older. Yeah,
Steve's like 49.
I'm 40.
And the rest?
No, I'm 40. I'm 41 in next month actually, which is weird. It's weird, isn't it? I feel well old.
You are well old.
But I'm in like the best shape I've been in years.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's good for my little kids.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's why I did it.
Many years. Many
for my kids.
TV3 boys.
Yeah. Running
should we get out of here then?
Yeah, let's go. I'm not telling you when my fucking birthday is.
Fuck Kwame.
Yeah, fuck you, Kwame. You fucking prick. Right, anyway.
Keep your eyes peeled to the channel, guys. We'll have all the updates around what games we will be streaming and won't be streaming.
Yeah. And also, if there's a different configuration for the playoffs to what we posted, we'll update it. But we're pretty sure
playoff pictures.
That's what it is.
Yeah, playoff pictures will be updated. No live stream this week, so get along. Go check out your local Prem teams. If you go to the Bristol game, Steve will be there. And you can go and say hi.
Look how soft and weak Kwame is. He gets hurt. His feelings get hurt when he doesn't get told someone's birthday.
Dude's like a Chris Rock starter kit. Right. Let's go. See you later.